Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the generations of computers. We are going to study the fundamentals of a computer. Let's have a look on the points that shall be discussed further in the video. So beginning with the definition of a computer. A computer is an electronic data processing device which accepts and stores data input, processes the data input and generates the output in a required format. There are mainly four functionalities of a computer. First one, it takes data as the input. It then stores the data in its memory. It processes the data and converts it into useful information. And finally, it generates the output, which is displayed through a monitor or any other external output device. Let's begin with the first generation of computers. The technology behind the primary generation of computers was a fragile glass device which was called vacuum tubes. First generation computers were used for calculation, storage, and control purposes. They were too bulky and so large that they needed a full room and would consume a lot of electricity. They had the following characteristics. The main electric component used in the first gen computers was a vacuum tube. The primary programming language which the computer would run was known as the machine language. The main memory storing device were magnetic tapes and magnetic drums. The input-output devices were paper tape and punch cards. The computer would run at a very slow speed as it was only used to as it was only used for the calculation purposes. Following are the two examples of the first generation computers. The first one, ENIAC, whose full form is Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer. The second one, EDVAC, whose full form is Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. Moving on, we'll be moving to the second generation of computers.
Hello guys, this is Patil from Group 3 and I am going to tell you about second generation computers. Second generation computers were used during 1957 to 1963. They are also known as transistor computers. Second generation computers consist of two types, transistors and magnetic core. The transistors help to develop a better computer than the first generation computer consisting of vacuum tubes. Characteristics of second generation computer. The main electric component used were transistors. Programming language was used assembly language. Main memory were RAM and ROM. Input-output devices were magnetic tape and punch cards. Speed was very high as compared to first generation. Examples are IBM 1920 and CDC 1604. The first pick is CDC 1604 and the second pick is of IBM 1920. Thank you.
Third generation computers developed between 1965 and 1971 use integrated circuits instead of transistors. ICs make computers more reliable, fast, require less maintenance, and are smaller in size and less expensive. High-level programming languages such as BASIC, Pascal, Algol 68, COBOL, and Fortran 2 were used, and punch cards were replaced by mouse and keyboard. Third generation computers also introduced multi-programming operating systems, time sharing, and remote processing. They had a larger storage capacity than previous generations and also were cooled by air conditioners. Examples of third generation computers include IBM 370, PDP-11, IBM System 360, Honeywell 6000, and others. Some of the advantages of the third generation computers are: first, computer required less space due to the use of integrated circuits. A single integrated circuit contains transistors, resistors, condensers, etc. on a piece of silicon conductor substrate. Second, in third generation computers, the punch cards were removed and the input was taken with the help of a mouse and keyboards. Third, they have high storage capacity and give more accurate results, which helps to store and compute and calculate more precise operations. Now, some of the disadvantages of the third generation computers are: first, these computers still required air conditioning. Second, to manufacture IC, highly sophisticated technology was required. Third, maintaining IC chips were difficult.
Fourth generation computers. Fourth generation computers, also known as microcomputers, were developed during 1970s and 1980s. They were smaller, faster, and more powerful than previous generation of computers. They use microprocessors, which are small integrated circuits that contain all the components of computer's central processing unit (CPUs) on a single chip. Fourth generation computers were widely available to the general public and were used for a variety of tasks, including personal computing, business applications, and gaming. They introduced the use of operating system, which made the computers easier to use and more efficient. Fourth generation computers were also the first to use graphical user interface (GUIs), which replaced command line interface and made the computer more user friendly. Fourth generation computers also marks the beginning of the PC revolution, which led to the widespread use of personal computers in homes, schools, and businesses. Examples of fourth generation computers are IBM PC such as IBM 5100, Apple Macintosh, and Atari 800.
Hello everyone, I'm Indrajeet. I'll be telling you about fifth generation computers. So the fifth generation computers, also known as modern computers, are still in the development stage and are based on artificial intelligence. In 1982, Japan had invented the fifth generation computer system. Computers of this generation are based on microelectronic technology with high computing power and parallel processing. Main characteristics of fifth generation computers are the main electronic component. Based on artificial intelligence, it uses the ultra large scale integration technology and parallel processing method. Language. It understands natural language, human language. Size. It's portable and small in size. Input and output device. Trackpad or touchpad. Touchscreen. Pen. Speech input. Recognizes voice or speech. Light scanner. Printer, keyboard, monitor and mouse, etc. Some examples of fifth generation computers are Param 10000, Intel P4, etc.
Quantum computing. Quantum computing uses phenomena in quantum physics to create new ways of computing. Quantum computing involves qubits. Unlike a normal computer bit, which can either 0 or 1, a qubit can exist in a multidimensional state. The power of quantum computers grows exponentially with more qubits. Classical computers that add more bits can increase power only linearly. Quantum computers in development. Google. Google is spending billions of dollars to build its quantum computer by 2029. The company opened a campus in California called Google AI to help it meet this goal. Once developed, Google could launch a quantum computing services via the cloud. IBM. IBM plans to have a 1000 qubit quantum computer in place by 2023. For now, IBM allows access to its machine for those research organizations, universities, and laboratories that are part of its quantum network. Microsoft. Microsoft offers companies access to quantum technology via the Azure Quantum Platform. Others. There's interest in quantum computing and its technology from financial services firms such as JP Morgan Chase and Visa.